Well, welcome to the Cafe. It is truly my honor to host this edition of the energy forecast for my guides, my posse, um, this week. I'm Kay Elizabeth Green. It is as an intuitive channel and author of the book Building Spiritual Muscle. It is my joy. It is my pleasure to always help you remember how powerful you are, recognize your gifts, and trust your inner guidance. Um, Today, I am today I'm coming on to really talk about fear and why do I feel that I need to emphasize this particular moment at this particular time. We are on the eve of a full moon. Those of you who have been following and those of you who know, the full moon always intensifies whatever emotion is dominant in your mind and in the universe. And it seems that fear is one that I keep hearing from all of you. I'm fearful of this, I'm fearful of that. Well, the guides felt it was important that we talk about it, that we really make sure you understand what fear is. And also because as indigos, you have this intense anger already. We have it built into us to speak up for the underdog. And I just felt it was important to talk about fear. So let's get right on into it. When we say fear, what do we mean? You know, the Romanian dictator, and Nicholas, and I can't pronounce the last name, said, you can do whatever you want if you keep people frightened enough. And so you have to recognize what causes fear. The universal trigger for fear is the threat of harm, real or imaginary. This threat can be for our physical well-being, our emotional, or our psychological well-being. Um, Now, I always remember what I was told a long time ago, that there's an acronym for the word fear. And usually fear is false evidence, which is appearing as real. And when we're faced with this false evidence, which is appearing real, we forget everything and run. So I don't want you running around. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. Let's talk about it. Now, because this is Sunday, I decided that, and for those of you who don't know, I spent quite a bit of time in working on my master's in theology. So, and I thought that this is Sunday, so let's just see what the Bible says about fear. In Isaiah 43:1, it says, don't fear, For I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. God actually commands us not to fear. The phrase fear not is used at least 80 times in the Bible. Most likely because he knows the enemy uses fear to decrease our hopes and limits our victories. Remember what I said. You can do whatever you want if you keep people frightened enough. So, what um, and what Jesus says about fear is fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God and I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold with my righteous hand. So when you forget everything and begin to run, remember that the Bible, if you are religious, says we should not fear. But also, fear is experienced in our mind, but it triggers a strong physical reaction in our body. As soon as you recognize fear, your you see the word small organ in the middle of your brain goes to work. It alerts your nervous system, which sets your body's fear response into emotion. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are released. Your blood pressure and heart rate increases. You start breathing faster. Even your blood flow changes. Blood actually flows away from your heart into your limbs, making it easier for you to start throwing punches or to run for your life. This, your body is preparing for the fight or flight mode. We've talked about how your body is so good with helping you to tap in to prepare it. But as some parts of our brain are revving up, others are shutting down. When it senses fear, I laugh because there are times when I am not, my disability or my inability to use phonics comes very strong, but the 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 area of your brain that harnesses reason and judgment becomes impaired, making it difficult to make good decisions and to think clearly. You know, Second Timothy says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind." So, with all of that background, what I want to say, and I think is important to say, is please do not allow fear to override your ability to respond. Take responsibility. That means your ability to respond to the situation. You want to utilize not only your intuitive ability, but you want to use the brain. And how can we do that? When we are faced with so many things right now that are designed to cause us fear. Um, how I do it, people say, well, how can you smile? How can you be joyful at this time? Aren't you watching? Aren't you angry? Yeah, yes, very angry. But I have learned that I can choose to react or I can choose to respond. I can choose how I allow anger to affect me, opposed to having the anger and being fearful and running my hands all up. I choose to take action. I look and I say, is there a problem? And all of us can say, yeah, that's real clear, girl. There is a problem. But then I ask, instead of saying, what are they going to do? When is somebody going to act? I realize that if it is to be, it is up to me. I am reminded of what John Lewis said. If you see something that isn't right, speak up and ask yourself, what can you do? Yesterday was the 57th year anniversary of the March on Washington. I remember as a child marching 12 years old. And those of you can add, maybe I'll go through this quickly, but realize my age. But at 12, I was taught by one of the great leaders, Martin Luther King, that it is love that will win out. I don't care if people spit on you, which they did. I don't care if people throw things at you, which you did. And that would make you angry as you saw the police coming at you and fearful. But I learned what we talked about is I believe that there is a power greater that will definitely protect if you believe, if you choose to not react, but respond. Respond in a way that I refuse to let you disturb the calm peace of my soul. And I know that it is the power of love that changes things. I know that fear is one of the lowest common denominators. And people can do anything to you if you're fearful. So, my dears, I hope that this message resounds and makes a difference. I hope that as we go into this full moon, that is going to definitely intensify your emotions, that you choose the emotion, you will allow it to intensify. That seems to be all that's coming. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm Kay Elizabeth Green. It is always my pleasure to work with all of you highly sensitive, natural born leaders, which I call indigos. Live your best life possible. I remind you It is time for you to wake up. You have come for this reason. And all of us who are aware of the light must speak up. And if I can assist you in recognizing your purpose, discovering your gifts, or truly helping you to listen to your own inner guidance, you need not have somebody else tell you. Listen to your own. Recognize you have the power to make a change. You have the power. Don't ever allow anybody, I don't care how much money they have or what position they are, to cause you to give up your power. And with that, I wish you all may light, love, and plenty of laughter accompany you on the journey, because things may come and go, but no one can take your joy. You have the power to do it. We have the power. So, with that, may you have a blessed day. And remember, breathe. If you start feeling like you need to run, calm it down and remember. Have a great one. And with that,